For all those who remember these guys. Wait, this isn't metal. No, it's not. The truth is, I was supposed to start a second channel for all these bands, but why would I do that? My channel doesn't have to be only deathcore and metalcore. It can be so much more than that. And don't get me wrong, you're still gonna have plenty of deathcore, metalcore documentaries on my channel. I'm not stopping anytime soon. Just to give you an idea, I'm currently working on Jerome and In Hell Follow It, so don't worry, deathcore and metalcore is still my main focus, and even if you hate my channel now, it's okay, I still love you. So my friend, as usual, I'm inviting you to take a cup of coffee, cigarette, blueberry pancakes, whatever you feel like as we explore the Mayday Parade Myspace era. Real quick before starting the video, for those who don't know me, I usually do metal documentaries focusing on deathcore and metalcore, but I also have this passion for pop punk and emo music, so I thought, why not? Anyway, this isn't about me, it's about Mayday Parade, and I just want you to feel free to comment and say whatever's on your mind, but for now, let's move on. So the band was founded in 2005. The band was founded in 2005 in Tallahassee, Florida, and it started with the merger of two bands actually. One of them was Hidden Name Chicago. Yes, you just heard a song that would be re-released later on, a very popular Mayday Parade song. We'll get to that. And the other band of the merger was Defining Moment. It's just that I can't take it when you think that I'm faking. And just like that, Mayday Parade was born. Apparently, the story was that both bands were practicing in the same building, and since they were playing similar music, they thought it would make way more sense to just merge together and make one big thing. Believe it or not, the very first songs they wrote was When I Get Home, You're So Dead and 3 Cheers for 5 Years, two of their biggest songs ever, which of course they had no idea at the time, but they obviously saw a big potential and they felt like they were doing something right, so they kept going, jamming, writing music, until in 2006, when they had enough material, they went in the studio and recorded their very first EP. The funny thing was that they didn't have a band name yet, and as they were recording in studio, they realized that they needed one. Like, you can't really release music without a name, right? So they decided to call their band Mayday Parade as they were recording the EP, which brings us to June 2006, when Mayday Parade officially released their very first EP called Tales Told by Dead Friends. Alright, let's do this. What an EP, man. I mean, it was so refreshing and unique at the time, and even today it still sounds amazing, to be honest. The mix of Derek and Jason's voices together, it's just perfect. It was also the first time we would hear When I Get Home, You're So Dead, and honestly, after listening to the version on A Lessons in Romantics for years, it was very special to hear this version. It's so different and raw, but I kind of like it. On some part, they had a lot of auto-tunes, which I'm kind of surprised because Derek and Jason, they both don't need it at all, so I thought it was more of a artistic vision maybe. If you remember back in the days, tons of bands would like had auto-tune. It was kind of a new thing with bands like Hello Goodbye and stuff like that. But again, I could be wrong. So yeah, if you never heard this EP, I really recommend listening to it. There's no skip, only bangers, a real roller coaster of emotions. It goes from like an acoustic setting, super peaceful and calm, and it makes you travel in this easy core wave of emotions. It's very hard to describe, but it's awesome. Of course, I can't go on without mentioning 3 Cheers for 5 Years, a big classic Mayday Parade song, and I could be wrong, I think they're still playing it today. That's how much their fans still like it. I also think it's impressive considering how young they were when they wrote it. Just a beautiful melody, again, the mix of both voices together, very beautiful. I also think the timing of the release was perfect, you know, with the rise of emo and scene music. I think it was resonating with a lot of kids like me back then, like emo and scene kids trying to find the perfect emo band or something. Anyway, it was a very good EP and a great way to start their career as a band. So of course, after releasing their EP, they started promoting it live, doing little tours here and there, and believe it or not, they sold over 10,000 copies. It's insane, especially for an upcoming new band like Mayday Parade. Very impressive. I don't think you're gonna be surprised to hear that at the end of the summer, they officially got signed by Fearless Records, the perfect label for an emo, pop punk, scene, whatever band at the time. So with their increasing popularity and their brand new label, they kept touring and started writing their very first album. As I was doing my research, I actually found a couple live performances at the time, and I thought it was worth mentioning how good they were, and the energy was very special. It was almost like they were playing for years, and maybe it was because of their experience as a band before, you know, they were both in different bands and stuff like that. But I don't know, there's something about their vibe live. As they were touring, they actually did a little tour update or something, and it's super wholesome to see how excited they were.
Hey, what's up guys? This is Jason from Mayday Parade. Just telling you all that we're having a really awesome time out here, and thanks for listening and keep up, the good work. Keep telling us. You done?
Hey guys, what's up? We're in St. Louis, Missouri, and we're having a blast here on tour, so you guys should come check it out if you get a chance.
In early 2007, they officially went back in studio, and they recorded a little studio update. For those who don't know me, I really like those.
We're supposed to be making a record, but this is what we're doing, is playing pool. Wasting time. Right, Brooks? Yeah. Yeah. You better not miss. This is going to be on MySpace. Oh! I have no idea what these pictures are over the wall, but they're really expensive. This one's about, what, $2,800?
This is one of the hangout rooms. It's a pretty huge TV they got there. And we just sit up here and play video games, and that's about it.
Oh wait, take a break. And this is where the magic's at, in case y'all didn't know. Got the Wheatley Wands and the Wheatley Wands.
So yeah, everything was doing well. So yeah, everything was doing well until Jason Lancaster officially left the band right after the studio. It was a big deal. Like, it was heartbreaking for the fans. For those who don't know, Jason was a big part of their personality and identity as a band, and he did a lot of songwriting, So they were not losing like a fill-in member on tour, they were losing like half the band. At least it felt like that. Also considering the fact that a lot of people were a fan of Jason himself, meaning that he was the reason for them to like Mayday Parade in the first place. I don't know if you remember, but back then there was a lot of rumors and speculation about exactly what happened. Mayday Parade fans all over the world wanted answers. And now, before I move on, keep in mind that in every story there's always two sides, two different perspectives. So yeah, that being said, I found a statement that Jason did years after that, and I thought I could include it. Oops. I don't know if you heard, but that's Amazon. I'll be back in a second. Okay, where was I? Oh, yeah. So I found a statement Jason did years later, and it reads as follows. You guys should know things about this band that I can't tell you, but believe like I do that they are all good at heart, just a little misguided at times. Mayday Parade was a big part of my life, but ask them next time who wrote the album, I bet my name doesn't come up. Or why am I off the bio completely, or maybe how I am denied credit in the album for writing anything. Or maybe ask Derek how he can take credits in so many publications and reply to me, I understand if it means we can't be friends anymore, when I ask him about it. Ask Jake how easy it was to write me off when I had no more chorus for him. I'm not bitter anymore and all will heal with time, but know the bands you love and know they aren't always what they seem. Jason Lancaster. Okay, keep in mind I'm not here to take a side, especially now the bands seem to be in very good terms with Jason, they're playing live together. But the goal of this video is also to put you in context in terms of like what happened and how fans were feeling at the time and the people involved. So yeah, to summarize, it was a big bummer because Derek and Jason together, this old energy they had, it was very special. So of course, after a big change like that, Mayday Parade had to adapt and find a solution, and fortunately they did. They replaced Jason within the band.
And I swear that you don't have to go. I thought we could wait for the fireworks. I thought we could wait for the snow to wash over Georgia and kill the herd. I thought I could live in your arms and spend every moment I had with you.
To be fair, I know a lot of you are gonna disagree, but I still think they sounded amazing together. Maybe not as special as they were with Jason, but still, I think it sounded great. As they were touring and promoting the album before the release, the first song they put online was Black Cat, a very iconic and great Mayday Parade song that obviously made a very good impression all over the world. Which, my friends, brings us to July 2007, when Mayday Parade officially released their brand new album called A Lesson in Romantics.
I'm scared to death. Tell me once again.
Okay, I don't even know where to start. This is one of the most important albums of my life. I hope you're not expecting me to say anything negative about it, because I won't. But yeah, it brings back so many great memories. It was like a year before getting into deathcore and metalcore officially and really dive in heavy music. When A Lesson in Romantic dropped, I was in my biggest emo scene peak, or whatever, call it whatever you want. I was wearing flashy collars, like skinny girls' jeans. It was perfect timing, if you will. Back then, I don't know if you can relate, but for me at least, being emo scene, it was the first time I was really confident and trying to be myself, assuming my style, my personality, and I felt like I was part of something bigger. Those were the days, man. But enough about me and my life. We're not here to talk about that. Or are we? No, but seriously, this album was the biggest peak of the emo scene, if you will. Bands like All Time Low, My Chemical Romance, all those bands were just thriving. And Mayday Parade came in with this new energy, this very unique vibe that no band had at the time. It was also very special because even if Jason quit the band, it was after recording the album, so he was still on it and he killed every single part he was in. Musically, each song is a banger, again, no skip at all. I swear you can listen to this whole album. Every single moment is amazing and great. Just pure emo catchiness through the whole record. It is what you might call a masterpiece. Every time I hear any songs from A Lesson in Romantics, it instantly brings me back in time. I can feel exactly the way I was feeling, and music has this powerful ability to make you travel back in time and be a kid once again. So yeah, I don't know about you, but this album really does that for me. I don't have a single bad thing to say about it, really. As I was doing my research and re-listening to it, my mind was blown away. It was just still as great as when it was released. Of course, at the time, I wasn't the only one who was praising this album. Mayday Parade literally blew up right after the release. It was insane. Tons of nomination, charting everywhere. I actually found an interview in which he was talking about the album and what inspired them to write it.
We're all really excited about it. We're all really happy with where we are right now. You know, none of us ever thought we'd make it this far, you know, so it's really cool.
What kind of things inspired that album?
Most of the writing was done, we do most of our writing on the road actually, like while we're on tour, or at least like a basic idea, you know, for songs will come out like with acoustic guitars in the van like you saw us, you know, working on just now, and we just kind of work out ideas, you know, and most of it is about like relationships and stuff. Like most of us have like girlfriends back at home, you know, and it's pretty difficult to try and like maintain that, you know. It's pretty stressful to like have a girlfriend while you're on the road that you never get to see, you know. So a lot of times like it doesn't work out or things happen or whatever. That's what a lot of the songs are about. So.
It does make a lot of sense, but even if for them it was heartbreaking to be far from their girlfriends and stuff like that, for me as a emo scene kid, it was more about a girl breaking your heart. Their first official video was for the song When I Get Home, You're So Dead.
Cause baby, you are the first or the last or the worst. I don't gotta fill the blanks in this past with a verse. Say hello to all the poison inside of this table that you're under.
Super iconic, great video. I probably watched it like 1,000 times at least. Then they made another cool one for the song Jamie All Over.
I had a dream last night, we drove out to see Las Vegas. Please don't tell me that I'm dreaming.
Great video, great song. It was released later, but still, I remember it really did well. Then they did another video for the song Miserable at Best.
Katie, don't cry, I know Let's not pretend like you're alone tonight. These words were never easier for me to say.
I mean, they kind of had to do video for the song. It was such a fan's favorite. I mean, Miserable at Best is still one of the biggest emo songs to this day. At least from my perspective. It was crazy how everything they would release, every video, every song, everything they did was a success. And their rise in the scene was very clear. And as a fan, it was amazing to witness all of it. So now, before showing you the live performances they did after the release, it was important for me to show you how they sounded with Jason live. I found a show they did in 2007, like a month before he left. It was awesome. Again, there's something to be said about these two together. It was very special. But yeah, as I said before, they had to move on as a band. So they did some awesome acoustic performances. They officially did the Vents Warped Tour, which was the absolute biggest festival for any emo bands out there. While we're here, during the same interview I showed you before, Derek mentioned a ritual the band was doing before every show.
Before every show, we gather in a circle, put our hands together, and we kind of like say some words of encouragement to each other, and we yell "Bangarang," like from Peter Pan or from Hook, you know? And like I said, I don't know where that came from, but we just do it every show, so.
Cool, right? I mean, I love the vibe of this band, really. The next year, in 2008, the band got even bigger. They were thriving, getting more popular by the day. They were touring with big bands like All Time Low and The Main. I'm sure you all remember the infamous tour called The Compromising of Integrity, Morality, and Principles in Exchange for Money. Super cool name, pretty funny. And yes, of course, as you probably guessed, the band during that era was killing it live. Of course, during this peak, this rise of popularity, they did a lot of promotional things, including another bunch of interviews, and in one of them, Derek actually talks about his idol, the person, the artist who inspired him to be a musician.
When I was younger, definitely, and still kind of the same now, actually Queen, Freddie Mercury. Loved Queen growing up, and I still love Queen now. I think Freddie Mercury was an amazing musician and a frontman and an amazing singer, so that's one of them for sure.
So yeah, 2008 was a very big year for the band. They were thriving, doing their thing, living the dream, getting more popular by the day, until in late December 2008, they went back in the studio to record their first album without Jason Lancaster. So now you might wonder, what happens next? Will Mayday Parade stay on top and release other amazing albums? Or was A Lesson in Romantics the peak of their career? That's gonna be for part 2. Thank you so much for watching, it truly means the world. As I said earlier, I wanna branch out a little bit. I'm gonna keep posting metalcore and deathcore videos for sure, but I also wanna explore other kinds of music. I'd love to do videos about bands like Secondhand Serenade, Taking Back Sunday, Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy, and even new metal bands like Linkin Park, and Limp Bizkit. Again, don't worry, metal's gonna be my main focus. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Don't forget to join our Discord, the link is in the bio. We also have our weekly live podcast with a different guest every week from the deathcore and metalcore scene. And with all that being said, I'm gonna stop talking. I'll see you in the next one.